Just when America has reached a breaking point with division, visionary influencer Danni Benson's I'm Proud of You Sis bro movement taps into the pulse and heartbeat of a culture radically torn. But this loving mom's voice of reason and calm has received national recognition.
How'd you balance having your children and always traveling with the Yankee organization?
When I became a dad, I said that I would always love like a mother.
I feel like I have to try certain things or act a different way because I know some people or some kids.
So join Danni Benson as she celebrates her special guests on her show and highlights their gifts and contributions to our world.
Hi, everyone. Host Danni Benson of I'm Proud of You Sis. Thank you for joining me. Please like, share, and follow, comment. I'm so happy that you are here today joining me. I have this amazing guest. You know how I am so for the future generation. I love the kids. I love the tenacity. I love their hard work. I love everything about the future. And these kids are even more amazing than when we were growing up because of technology, because of what they're exposed to. And they seem so much more focused in making their dreams come true. So I am so happy I have this guest here. Izabela Rose is here. And let me tell you something. She is a Disney star. And I am so proud of her, sis. I want to give her flowers because she's done so much amazing things in such a little bit of time. So I'm so excited to see how much more this child, this amazing child, this amazing actress, singer is going to accomplish. And I'm so happy she's here because we get to go back to this show like years from now. And we can say that she was on I'm Proud of You Sis. So welcome, Izabela Rose, to the show. Hi.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing good. I want to say thank you so much for having me on here. This is such an honor, and I'm so here for everything you do and like the influence you're making, especially on young kids. I thank you a lot.
And I just want to say thank you so much for coming on I'm Proud of You Sis. And I want to give you your flowers because let me tell you something. You are, I know a star when I see one. I'm very like intuitional, and you're going to be a star. You're going to be a star. I am telling you right now. And especially you're on the Disney route with all these amazing predecessors before you. You're on a good path to one day winning an Oscar. And so I'm predicting that right now. One day, Izabela Rose is going to win her first Oscar because I see the talent in you. And maybe you don't see it yet, but I'm telling you right now, you got it, girl. I just want to let you know that.
Look, from your words to God's ears.
Yeah, and you know how God works. So God always has a plan for everyone. So I know God has an amazing plan for you. So you are from Georgia. So tell me, like, do you go to Georgia often? Before I talk about all the great things that you're doing for the kids out there, you're from Georgia. You're not from New York. So tell me, how'd you start getting onto this ladder, this track?
Yeah, well, I'm from a little town in Georgia called Flowery Branch, and it's about maybe like 40 minutes away from Atlanta. So usually I'll say I love repping the small town because I'm like, hey, I feel like small town people should get a little more love. And we make it there. So yeah, I love Georgia so much. My family lives there. I still live there. I'm here in New York right now. I'm recording an album and getting some content done and doing some stuff. But you know, I love New York. I love the people here. I love the energy here. I love that everyone's like such tunnel vision, and it's so crazy because when I lived in LA for 3 years and I hated it just because I thought in Georgia you have Southern hospitality. And that was nowhere to be found in LA or, places like New York and stuff like that. And then I just fell in love with like how everyone minds their own business. I don't know.
We are full. First of all, they say if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. So it's because it produces tough minds, tough mentality. So you deal with rejection very well here because you hear no's all the time. But when you get that yes, you know you're on to something. And I know you've been getting a lot of yeses. So first of all, let's just talk about the singing thing, the recording thing. How exciting is that for you right now?
I'm so excited.
Yay!
I will say it's a little nerve-wracking just because I do think this is such a different part of me, but it's also the exciting part because, with my album, I want to make a body of work. I don't feel like those are made a lot anymore. And I want to tell a story. I want to, people know me from Disney Channel and although that was great at the time and, that's who I was. And I have such great friends there and learned so much. I want to just let people know that, I'm a little older. There's certain things I want to say. And so with this album, I want to, give a side of me that I don't think I've given people yet. So that's the side that's the part that I'm most excited for, but it's also a little nerve-wracking because I'm like, how are people gonna react? I think there's a little something for everyone in the album for sure.
Yes, and you know what? In life, you got to take chances, right? You are getting older, so you're just going with the flow of your age, right? So when you were doing your movies, for instance, Amazing Stories on Apple TV, which I got to see last night with my daughters, and they love so much. We also saw Upside Down Magic, to the point that my kids were late to school this morning because we were going through all your movies last night.
That makes me so happy. Tell them I said hi and thank you. And
yeah,
go to school though.
No. They went to school, but I gave them a little like a free day of just going through all the movies because they were so sad that they couldn't be here to be part of this amazing experience because they're in school right now. But I wanted to say, how do you think that you've changed from when you did those movies now and where you are today?
Yeah. Oh, that's an interesting question. I think, I don't know. I feel like I don't really know. I feel like from then, I was 12 years old when I got my first role with Disney Channel, right? And it was my first lead role. I got to meet such wonderful people. I got to meet such a wonderful lady. Her name was Suzanne Farewell. And she actually introduced me to producing because I wanted to produce for the longest time. But I thought I was too young to do it. And I was like, oh, well, so I was like, oh, I think I'm too young to do it. And she was like, no, age is just nothing but a number. And so she inspired me to do it. And then, The Curious Case of Dolphin Bay came up and I got the opportunity too. But I would just say it's evolving every day. I'm only 16, like and that's another thing that I love about like this album is because one day, I could write a breakup song about, being completely like, oh my gosh, this boy broke my heart, blah, blah, blah. And then the next day I'm like, oh, I want to write a summer song and I'm outside and I don't care. I just want to be with my girls, So I think it's just, evolving every day. And I think that's the special part about it. And I think that's what's going to be kind of, going to be so special about my album and set me apart from the rest is because we really are, it's kind of like a documentation of growing up.
Which we do need because especially in this age that we're living in social media, your growing up was different than when I'm growing up because my growing up was more private. But a lot of 16-year-olds your age, their growing up is more public because a lot of people have social media accounts. So tell me the new things that you can write about now because of social media, like, for your peers, because I know social media affects your peers a lot, especially at 16 years old with zits, boyfriend, school problems, fashion. Tell me like how you feel that your music can inspire this new generation coming up in your age group.
Mm-hmm. I would say there, with social media and everything that's a whole new world. And it's so like with my generation, it's such a normal thing. Everyone has social media, everyone has TikTok, Instagram, you know, and it can create such a toxic relationship with you and yourself. Because trust me, I know, and like I truly believe, like, I didn't start experiencing the world, I think, until I was like 15, turning 16, and that's when like the world hit me in the face, you know. And it was really just because I started getting my own insecurities, you know. I remember when I was, because what my best friends are, a lot of the people I hang around that are my age, they're my cousins, right? So they, you know, when we were going between the ages of 13, 14, where people are kind of like finding themselves, you know, having these insecurities, but it's just all finding yourself, you know. I was kind of like, I was a little bit like, a little delusional, you know, where I was just like, oh no, I don't deal with none of those stuff. I don't know why y'all look at y'all body like that. I don't know why y'all do that. And then I turn 15, and all of a sudden all these insecurities came up and all these things. And I didn't like myself for a little bit. And I think that's something that, you know, a lot of kids have dealt with and continue, you know, deal with now. And I think those, you know, going to my album, I think, you know, we're touching on some subjects, some important subjects that happen for regular 16-year-olds, you know, also on teens, that I think even older people can relate to, you know, and remember that. I mean, you know, I want to make it very clear, like, my album is not just for my age group and my demographic. One of the most important things is I want it to be universal. You know, I want older people, I want my mommy to be able to relate to it. I want my poppy to be able to be like, even if it's like, oh, I remember that, or if it's like, I want it to be so very relatable, you know, universal.
No, you know what, I completely get it. When you're 15, 16 years old, I completely get it, because my daughters only hang around their cousins too. So sometimes I feel like they're in a bubble and they don't know what's going on in the world, because it's such a safe place that we've all placed all the kids in, because everyone is nice to each other, everyone loves each other, no one makes fun of each other. So then when they're going out in the real world, I sometimes get scared when they go like with their peers, because now they're experiencing a little bit of mean girl, a little bit of bullying, a little bit of, and they're looking at me like, how do we handle the situation? And I do understand how you feel.
Yeah, no, and it's so crazy, because when you were saying that, you reminded me so much of my mommy, because she was telling me that the other day. And you know, and it is kind of like a bubble. And that's why, you know, when I have but I also think it is like, I remember my mommy telling me, she was like, did I shelter you too much? Like, did I protect you too much from certain stuff? And I was like, no, like, that's what I think that's what kept my innocence. I think that's the special thing of like what kept me where I always did look on the bright side. So even now, I try my best to look on the bright side. You know, I notice I think differently from a lot of other kids my own age. And I think that is because, you know, what I've gone through, you know, and you know, eventually you get out in the real world and you realize that people are not so nice as your family and stuff like that. But you deal with it. You know, it's just, it's life. and that's what we're saying, you know, that's what the key points we're hitting in the album is, just like, let yourself have time, like, give yourself time. I think that's the biggest thing, giving yourself time to just like develop and evolve.
Yeah, because you are 16 years old and you are in a pivotal point in your life where a lot of people have sweet 16s right now, because I've been to like 5 of them already. So it is a transition from childhood to adulthood. So the world that you knew before, unfortunately, might bring some pains as you get older. But I do understand why your mommy protected you, because I do the same thing with my girls. Because look, my dog wants to say hi. Say hi to my dog. Say hi, Brother. Hey, Brother. He wants to say hi. He's like, he was staying up with us all night. Oh,
I wish I was with you.
Say hi, Brown. He keeps nudging me. I'm like, I'm doing my show, Brownie, but say hi to Izabela.
You can feel the good energy.
Yay! All right, Brown, you can go now. But what I was saying is, your mom did a good job with you, because sometimes in success you have to be laser focused, and you can't be in an area that has like a lot of negativity, because then when so much doubt starts building in you, you might not even have been the person you are right now, because a lot of kids go through a lot of like growing pains earlier than 16. And sometimes they feel like they can't be what they want to be because all they get hit is with negativity all the time. Like, you're too fat, you're too skinny, you're too tall, you're not pretty, you're ugly, you're not smart. So it's good that your mom kind of sheltered you, because it enabled you to blossom into the flower that you are today. Do you understand what I mean? Because sometimes negative stuff kind of like holds you back to your full potential. So your mom did an amazing job with you, with protecting you. And you don't want to grow up too fast anyway, because the time is going to come anyway. I tell my kids all the time, the time doesn't stop. So it's not like I'm slowing the time. I'm just letting you enjoy the time while you're in that moment, because my little girl, she's on TikTok, and I had to get her off because she's 9 years old and she wants to wear mascara. And I'm like, no. There's going to be a time where you can wear mascara, right? But not at 9 years old. So I understand.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's the thing with this generation. And that's kind of like the downfall with social media and stuff like that, is because we're not even like noticing and acknowledging our unique stuff anymore. We're kind of like making clones now. Everyone wants to be a clone of someone, and the hottest girl and the it girl, the thing. And it's like, we all have things like, I think that's such a, because you do have young girls. Like my brothers are 12 years old, and they went to public school for a little bit. And like the stories that they came back with, I was just like, y'all are already like focused on that stuff. Y'all already know about that stuff. When I was 12, when I was 11, I was playing with slime and all that. And even now I still play with slime. But like, it's such a, I hope, my generation knows how to like can appreciate who we are as ourselves, and not try to, because I trust me, I got stuck in the loop of wanting to look like this girl, and wanting to look like, and wanting to have a body like her, and wanting to have her talent. And it's just, and it's hard not to do that, because when you have social media that literally changes every single day, and you can be on top this day and then off that day, it's everything moves so fast. So it's it's a confusing thing, and especially for a young girl or for a young guy that's still trying to find himself or still trying to find their self. It's hard, but I want to let everyone know that everyone has something unique about yourselves, and like, you should really appreciate that and acknowledge it, and not try to and own it.
You know what? That is a great message that you're sending out, especially to the youth that are watching this, because I think the people who are winning right now are the people who are their unique self, because people don't want to look at a copy, because when they're looking at one copy, they're like, okay, I'm going to look at another copy. I think the people who are winning now are the people who are staying true to themselves. That's why I feel like people like Beyonce of the world, if you notice, she sheltered herself all her life, because I feel that she wanted to always just be herself. And she didn't want to start looking at social media or copying, where you kind of lose a sense of you. Because Izabela, you know how you're going to win? You're going to win by staying who you are and who you are meant to be. And don't ever feel like you're less of. Don't ever feel that, okay, I need to do this to get more followers. No, you're going to win because God put you on this earth to be Izabela Rose.
Yeah.
And whatever is in your heart, and whatever the path that he puts you on, just follow that path. And that's why I said one day you will win an Oscar, as long as you stay your authentic self. Just be you. Even with your record coming out, you're going to be exactly who you want to be. You're going to do what feels right. You're not going to go with the trend, because usually when you go with the trend, the fad goes away. But you want to be a classic. You want to be here like forever. So like the music that you're producing right now is going to help so many kids your age that are going through so many different phases that they don't even understand themselves. So you're going to inspire them to, hold on. This is just a blip in the screen, meaning like, okay, you're going through a rough time right now, but you know what? You're going to push through. You're going to teach kids how to be innocent. Like, it's okay to be young and innocent, and you're going to teach them that through your music. And you're going to also show them but I can be a little bit older. I could be a little smarter. So you're going to show little pieces of you And
Yes.
that's what's going to draw so much more people to you, because I think people are tired of clones, um, because it's clones are predictable. And I think like a girl like you is something fresh out there that I think a lot of girls are gravitating to, because they want something fresh. They want something innocent, and they want something beautiful and kind inside and out. And that's what I see in you, Izabela Rose.
Oh, thank you so much.
I see that in you. I see that in you. So tell me, what is the movies that you're working on right now, currently?
So I have some really exciting projects in the works right now. I can't say too much about it right now,
I know.
but I am collaborating with this amazing writer. His name is Greg Lawson, and I truly believe he's such a genius. Like, his mind works in mysterious ways, unpredictable ways. And I tell him, I'm like, if I had your mind for a day, I would take advantage of that completely. But he has such an amazing idea with this new show, and he brought it to me, and I was just like, I want to do it, and it came at the most perfect time, because as we've been saying, I'm getting older. There's certain roles that I want to play, certain ranges that I want to show now, and with this, I feel like this role is definitely going to be something that people haven't seen me in yet, and kind of going to put me in a new light, and do something that I really feel passionate about, and I really been wanting to do for a while now.
So what message you have for the kids out there who are maybe going through a hard time? Like the teenage years are like a really tough time for kids. There's a lot of changes hormonally, a lot of changes like in school, a lot more responsibility. Like you're not a kid no more, but you're not really like a full adult. So you're like in this in between stage. What's the messaging that you would give to the kids out there watching you right now, of just having hope of a better tomorrow?
Take time for yourself. That is the biggest thing I would say. I would say, just because I'm still dealing with with a lot of things, a lot of the regular normal growing up things, and I think and I think why it's so important for me to also preach these certain types of stuff is because it's coming from someone in the generation. I think that's actually going through the same things that's going through, although I don't go to public school and stuff like that, but I do go through the same type of bumps in the roads and stuff like that. So I would just say, take time for yourself. That's the biggest thing. The world moves so fast, and the only thing you have at the end of the day, no matter how crazy this world gets, is yourself. So take time for yourself.
That is like one of the best advice you could give for a kid and an adult, because we all need to take time for ourselves, so we don't lose our sanity in the world of such craziness going on and so demanding of your time. People need to take time with themselves. They need to journal. They need to give gratitude and just be thankful, for where they are right now, because where they came from. So it's good for you to tell like teens that, because sometimes teens don't enjoy the moment. They want to fast through it, and and I'm like, enjoy the moment, because you'll never have this again. You'll never have this time again. It will never come back again. Like, time does not repeat itself.
So true. I'm so sorry to cut you off, but
No.
The other day, I literally, as soon as I hit New York, I noticed I got like a little overwhelmed, right? And it was just because, everything moves so much more faster. And I was like, I feel so behind. Like, I need to get on my game, or I need to get, and then I thought of a year ago, this would have been a dream for me. This would have been untouchable for me, and look where I am now. So that's why, and it's so, it's hard not to do that kind of stuff and be like, oh my gosh, I need to work harder because I see that person over there working, and they're on 2 other projects, and, I'm still doing my little thing right here. But I think, when you think like that, you don't notice the blessings you have in front of you, So take time for yourself is like the biggest thing I've learned this year. And the biggest thing I think a lesson that you should take throughout your life.
Yeah, and I also want to tell you is only when you watch other people and stuff, I don't ever want you to feel that you're not good enough because you are, and know that you have your path, know that you have your purpose,
Thank you.
and just understand that your only competition is yourself, and that's how you stay authentic, right? Because sometimes like you'll look at what other people are doing, and oh, this person has 3 movies, 4 movies, and I'm still here. But you know what, everything has its perfect timing. So if you work hard, it's work ethic, consistency, discipline, practice every day, you're writing, you're singing, you're acting, and just be a positive light to the world. um, you will have no problems whatsoever to find your space, to
Thank
find like where you belong, because there is a lot of competition out there. But I look at the Rihannas of the world who have so much longevity.
you.
Every person that I looked at that has longevity are the ones who just followed their own path,
And
you
say the
know,
same.
and
Yeah.
stayed the course. Like nothing moved them. Think about it. I come from an era of the Beyonce, Rihanna. Like it was so many girls that were like in the same space,
Right.
and only a few survived because I think the ones that kept just was authentic to their path and didn't really care about what the other person was doing found their space, found their space. Like, Rihanna found the makeup, she's just singing, she does makeup. So she found her own lane. And the Beyonce's found her own lane. And even like Taylor Swift, from country music to pop music, she found her own lane. Even like with Taylor Swift, they probably told her to change her hairstyle. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because she has the same hairstyle for like 20, whatever years now, but she didn't. She stayed authentic to herself.
Yeah.
So I think the people who win are the ones who stay the course, stay the path, and this is who I am. Accept me for who I am, and we're going to win this way. Just trust me, believe in me, and have patience. But you are going to win. I'm telling you right now. So who are the role models that you look up to right now? That's in your age group or older, or actresses, singers.
Yeah, well, there's many people I look up to. I would say, oh my gosh, there's so many. I would say, singing wise, definitely Beyonce. Um, um, who? Let's see. On my playlist. Oh, Aretha Franklin. I love her. I love um who's another? Oh, I also love Rihanna. I look up to her a lot as a singer. I do look up to Aaliyah. I love Aaliyah. I love her so much, and I take so much. I think she was such a like, I love her energy and just everything about her. I love everything about her, and so that's probably performing and singing wise, and um, you know with acting, people like Leonardo DiCaprio, Betty Davis, Viola Davis, and just a few, naming a few like that. But I think I like to say there's a lot of people that I just take inspiration from and be like, oh, you know what? I like what they did there. I'm gonna try to do that, but my own version of doing it. So I would say there's a couple people that I just take inspiration from.
You know what? You have such an old soul. But you know what? That's what makes you even more amazing, because for you to credit the people of the past is how you will push forward in the future, because they marked the path for you to be, here today. So people need to sometimes recognize, the greats, because they inspired you to be where you are right now. So let me ask you a question. So you were in the pageant world. Are you always thinking about going back?
No, my mommy is thinking about it all the time.
Ah, okay.
I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, I would like to do, like, I don't even know. I don't even think I have the time to do one. And then probably if I did one and I end up winning, it's like it would be called cheating. So I wouldn't want to even put myself in
Wait,
that.
wait, wait, wait. hold that thought. We'll be right back because I want to know why it's going to be called cheating. We'll be right back. We're going to our sponsors right now. Give me a second. Hey, we're back. So let me ask you a question. Why would you think it's cheating?
Well, because I already have the pageant industry there's so much politics revolved around it, and of course, I mean, I wouldn't want to take away. I have such a deep respect for pageant girls, especially coming from it and seeing how much we've given up and how much we sacrificed to be in that industry, and so I wouldn't want anything to be like, because I have a name or discredit anyone. I wouldn't want that to happen. So, but I would watch one.
You would watch one, so you wouldn't want to be Miss America, Miss USA, Miss Georgia, Miss Universe. You don't get that little feel inside of you sometimes, or Miss Teen, America. You don't have the little itch in you sometimes.
I have just I have such a deep respect for pageant girls, and I know how much work goes into that, and coming from, I haven't done pageants in so long, and winning Teen America, and all these girls have been working their whole life for just this moment. I would feel bad for that.
Got you. And what do you like to do for fun?
Ooh, I like attempting to play the piano and the guitar. I love gaming. I'm not the best gamer, so anyone that wants to challenge me, you're probably gonna win. Just putting that out there. But I do love gaming. I love hiking. I love going outside, walking barefooted. I love just I don't know. I'm really outdoors girl. I love just walking and decompressing.
And what do you do to give back?
To give back, I would say, I mean, as an artist, I think you should give back through as an artist. I think every great artist gives back through their art. And so I would say that's a way of my giving back. I have partnered up with a couple organizations that, we've done some great things for my community out there in Atlanta, as well as other ones. So I definitely do want to give back more, especially that, recently I got to give back with and partner up with Sarah Familia with Bella for Backpacks, which is an organization I created. And so we got to give backpacks and, just school supplies in general to families in needs out there in Atlanta, which was amazing because I've given back a couple times before, but I'm not in my own community. So that was like a really surreal moment for me. I would love to give back more. I hope, hopefully, there's something that we have some things in the works with more giving back because I really, really enjoy it. And I think, as an artist and someone that's, as someone that hopes to become hopefully I become influential, I would like to give back.
You are influential.
And inspire other people of my generation that just because we're young doesn't, age is just a number and we can do it.
Just a number. So, okay. So how is your family reacting to your fame? Your cousins especially.
Nothing.
Nothing.
No one cares.
You just regular old Izabela, like whatever.
Yeah, I mean they're so supportive. I will say that. Let me not discredit them. They're very, very supportive, and especially they'll check up on me and make sure I'm okay. But usually, I think that's the special thing, and the thing that kind of keeps me humble is because I kind of know how to decipher because I have such a great support system. When I'm Bella and then when I'm Izabela Rose and so, but my brothers, literally, they're the most humbling brothers in the world. They'll humble me so quick. They'll be like, huh?
How old are your brothers?
They're 12.
They're 12?
Yep.
Wait, you have twin brothers?
2 twin brothers.
You have twin brothers?
Yeah.
Oh, you know why? My daughters are twins. That's why.
Oh
Yeah, that's how I'm like twins. I just hear twin. Yeah, I have twin daughters. They're gonna be 10 in like a month. They're Libras.
Oh wow! Happy early birthday! I've always gotten jealous of you because my brothers, like growing up, they were I mean, of course we have, but they're always so tight.
So tight.
I have a friend, but they have a friend for life. That's the amazing thing about being twins.
No, they have they I mean, I can't believe like your mom had twins too. Oh my god, we have something else in common. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So okay. So that means so you know like they're twins and they're your brothers. So do they like try to beat you up, or they're just like there's like cool brothers like, oh, this is my cool sister, I'm just chilling?
Oh no, we fight. We fight for sure.
Oh yeah.
We fight. But if they hit me, I'll end up hitting them back, and I'll end up hitting them back 10 times harder. So I've gotten in trouble many times because my mommy and papi were like, Izabela, you're the older one. And I was like, well, they started it. If you're going to bring this up, you expect something to come back. So I think and then they humble me. And there was one, they're so funny. They're so funny.
No, tell me your story, because I love to hear stories. I know the audience would love to hear a personal story.
Okay, so there was one time that we went to a skating rink, and it was when Upside Down Magic just came out. So, my name was kind of getting around, and my face was kind of getting out there. And so there was like a group of kids that I guess they saw me and my brothers like skating together. And they go up to my brothers and they're like, hey, is that your sister? And they're like, yeah. And he goes, and they go, oh, is she an actress? Is she from Upside Down Magic? And they were like, yeah, but she does the same things we do.
Which is true.
We're like,
they're like, whatever.
Special.
She's not special. We beat her up every day.
Yeah, they're so humble.
No, I know. You know what? But it's cool to have it's cool to have siblings, because like my kids, they fight like WrestleMania. So I'm imagining it's the same thing at your house. Sometimes I'm looking at them like, are you guys family or something? But I have my family says, hey, this is when you start defending yourself and learning how to fight. I'm like, oh, really? Okay. So it's good. It's good, like sibling rivalry, just to like, pick at your brothers, sisters, and stuff like that. And, it's actually fun.
There's a certain extent. Like I know, there's always a certain extent. It's not, I will say that sometimes we can look like if we don't even know each other and we're just two people fighting on the street. But there is a certain extent that we go to and we're like, okay, we love each other.
Yeah. Well, that's why I say, like, when they're fighting, I'm like, okay, you're gonna love each other tomorrow, so just duke it out now, and tomorrow you'll be okay. So no, I and what would be growing up with siblings if you didn't have those little fights? Like, what stories would you tell people? You got to. Like, when people tell me that. Yeah, when people tell me they don't fight with their siblings, I'm like, what household did you live in? Like, like you didn't fight for no territory, for no food. You didn't fight for the bacon instead of the sauce. Like, you didn't do anything. So, I could tell like your house is very lively house. So then let me ask you a question. So how do you feel about your parents supporting you? Because there's a lot of kids out there that wish they had parents like your parents, because some parents like, it's not that they don't support their kids, it's different circumstances. Maybe, there's reasons they can't, maybe because because of their job, career, or their circumstances. So how does it make you feel that you have like a supporting mommy and papi, like you said?
Oh, I give them my world. Like, they have my heart. I thank them so much every single day, because they really believed in this 10-year-old girl that came to them saying that she wanted to be the next Shirley Temple, and didn't even show them that I could act, memorize, sing, or anything. And they really believed they gave up their dreams for my dreams and for my brothers, So I thank them so much, and I give them my world, because I always say, without them, I wouldn't be here. They're the ones that, the ones that know me the most. They know when, even now, my mommy is like, she is my best friend. My mom and my papi are my best friends. They're who I come to. That's why I never understood kids that were like, don't tell your parents that. For the longest time, I was like, don't tell me if you don't want me to tell my parents, because I'm probably going to tell them.
That's so funny you said that. I was like, my kids are going to snitch. So don't tell my kids anything because they're gonna tell me everything. I tell that to my kids' friends all the time. Like, don't let my kids know because my kids are gonna tell me everything. And they were like, oh, okay. I'm like, yeah, don't let my kids know. But I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying with that relationship. I get it because it's so crazy you're saying this because today my kids' school, they're having a production, The Little Mermaid Junior. So both of my kids are going to audition on Monday and they're like so excited and I'm so excited for them. And then when I got to interview you today, I was just like serendipity. How cool is it that I'm interviewing this amazing, beautiful soul right now who started around the same age as them because they're about to be 10. Because that's what they were telling me when they were watching your movies yesterday. See, this is why I'm telling you, you are going to inspire a generation. You are going to inspire. I know you say you're 16, but that's 16. Everyone in your age group is in a age of transition of like social media. It's something new. If you continue on your trajectory, all those kids are going to grow up with you. So as you're growing up and going through your different phases of growth, they're going to be growing up just like you. So it's people like you who inspire like daughters like mine who look at you in the screen like yesterday and they weren't sure if they wanted to audition. But after they saw like multiple movies, I was like, look, you could do it because they saw your age group. They were like, oh, Mom, we can do it. So I just want you to know how much your work has inspired so many children out there. And sometimes you don't even know that you are inspiring, but you made a difference in my daughter's lives when they saw those movies yesterday because today was a day that I was supposed to hand in the check and they were like, oh, for the whole week, they were like, we're not doing it, Mom. We're not doing it. And after they saw you, they're like, okay, Mom. We're gonna audition for The Little Mermaid in school. So
well, tell them I say good luck and thank you so much. That means a lot. Tell them I send them all the good energy. I send them all the good energy, all the you said it's Ariel, right?
Yeah, because it's twins now. So one wants to do Ariel. One wants to do Sebastian. You know,
we're gonna the Disney magic.
Yes, send them the Disney. So you know what? So let me ask you advice for people out there, who wanna follow your footsteps. Like, how do you calm your nerves? How do you remember your lines? Like how do you have the high self-esteem to get through doing movies, being chosen by Steven Spielberg personally for amazing stories, which like Steven Spielberg is one of the greats, you know? What advice do you give to kids out there that want to follow your path?
I would say, thank you so much, by the way. I would say, you know what? It's so crazy because when you said the self-esteem part, I deal with like doubting myself. Even as long as I've been in this industry, how many stuff I've done, I deal with doubting myself. I deal with not feeling that I'm good enough sometimes. I feel like, you know, and although, you know, I have such amazing parents that really, really helped me and like really, you know, they're so amazing at just, you know, calming me down and knowing like techniques to calm me down and stuff like that. But of course, you get in your head sometimes. And especially as an artist, I think I always say artists is we're complete genius, but we're some of the most vulnerable people in this world. But we have to. You know, we're giving ourselves and our lives and everything we are, our whole being to people that we don't even know, you know, but just hoping that we inspire or move something in someone's life, you know. So when I hear things like your daughter say that, it makes my day because it really does, you know, my mission was accomplished. But I would just say you really believing yourself is such a big thing. I know it's such a cliche thing to say, but it is such that believing yourself will take you so far in this industry. Trust me, I always say Izabela Rose at 10 years old was a testimony to believing herself because I had never come from the industry. None of my family had come from the industry. And I came, you know, my mommy, my poppy, and my brothers. I give them so much credit, and I give them I thank them so much every single day because they really did just say, hey, you know what? Let's go out there. And my brothers were 6 at the time. So they were just like, oh, she's gonna be on Disney Channel. Let's do it. And so, and so really it's the biggest thing in this industry, if you ever want to get into any type of industry, is believing yourself and not taking no for an answer. If you believe that you should be on TV, or if you believe that you need to say something to this world to make an influence on it, to change the world, do it until you accomplish it.
Oh my God. And that note, thank you so much for coming on. I'm proud of you, sis. I want to give you your flowers because you are going to be the next leader in your generation of being an actress, being a singer. I can't wait to hear the album. I can't wait to see your new project. I can't wait for the kids to just see something that's so fresh out there, because I think sometimes they see so much negativity on TV and on social media. It's so nice to see something that is positive, that is breathtaking, and it's just a lot of sunshine. So thank you so much, Izabela Rose, for coming on. I'm proud of you, sis. And let me tell you something, I am completely, deeply proud of you. I just want to say that to you. But thank you so much for coming on, and I can't wait to see you on your next project. I can't wait for the album to come out. So hopefully you will come back.
Yes.
Talk about the album.
I know.
And,
I'm so excited. Stay tuned, guys. And to keep up with me, you can follow me on all social media platforms at I am Izabela Rose. And you may want to do that because there's some exciting things that I'm posting up right now. And you can say with the process of everything I do, because it's a really, really fun process. And I'm really, really excited, and I can't wait. And thank you so much for this amazing interview. You are so amazing. And I have such a respect for you and how you carry yourself and everything. Thank you so much for your advice. And hopefully we get to meet in person. And also tell your girls I said good luck.
Thank you. Bye. Bye, everybody. Bye. Bye. See you next week. Bye, everyone.